Good morning, everyone. Yesterday in Unit 2, we had done agenda for meeting. As I had explained yesterday, that it is actually a portion of a three-phase activity that happens, or a three-phase event that takes place. So the first part that we have done is called the agenda of meeting. Right? That's the pre part of a meeting. Then you have the during meeting, that is when you actually discuss whatever was planned. And then you have a post part, which is known as the minutes of the meeting, right? So we have done the pre part. Now meeting is the actual meeting happening where you discuss, and a few points are noted, which are then formulated into the minutes of the meeting that we are going to do today, right? So during the meeting there would be just note taking. Note taking is you keep a note of things, of what has been discussed, how things are being discussed, who is going to take what role, etc. Right? So the during meeting part is simple note taking. There is no fixed structure or formula, because those who are present would note it down in their own ways, the way you note down important stuff from the lecture, right? So similarly, during the meeting, it's already decided that we will be discussing topic A, B, and C, and then whatever discussions happen, people make note of it. That's a rough work that you do during the meeting. Now, what we are going to do today is the post part, that after the meeting. That's known as the minutes of the meeting. That's our topic for today. Can we have the opening remarks, please? Opening remarks for minutes of the meeting. Okay, it seems that the person who's supposed to give it is absent. Not there. Fine, I'll give a little introduction to what minutes of the meeting are. Again, remember, it is Unit 2 technical writing. So it's one kind of a document that has to be maintained. Usually it takes part post meeting. It is actually a document that is referred by people who have attended the meeting, as well as people who were unable to attend the meeting because of another official engagement, right? Again, like the agenda of the meeting, in the minutes of the meeting, every organization would have its own structure, but there is always a generalized outline that we can follow. So, introduction. Whatever kind of meeting takes place, whether it's a small faculty meeting, or let's say a meeting with the HOD, a meeting with the dean, a board meeting, a sales team meeting, a marketing meeting, whatever it is, to maintain a record of the meeting in the written form is what minutes of the meeting is. Now, if you see the word, as I said, English would tell you about the entire document with the title itself, minutes of the meeting. Now, if you see, minutes means time by time, or minute by minute note of what happened in the meeting. Now, see, you don't write that from 9:1 to 9:2 this person spoke these many lines. When we say minute by minute, we mean to say that whatever is important, or whatever was discussed in section 1, as I said in the agenda, you remember that you have to divide your meeting, schedule your meeting into different sections, who speaks when, so that the chair can take control of it, so that the meeting achieves its purpose. Right? That's why you schedule it, so that it does not become chaotic. It is well structured and it goes step by step. Similarly, the minutes are also written according to the section. That is, within the first 15 minutes, if section A is to be discussed, what were the points that were discussed? What are the highlights of it? As I said, it is a post activity, so minutes of the meeting are recorded after the meeting gets over. Again, organizations may have their own templates, but one thing is common, that is, it follows a chronology. So if there was a subject 1 discussed, then subject 2, and then subject 3, you cannot reverse the order, or you cannot mix and match the order. So when you write the meetings, you will discuss that for subject 1 the following decisions were taken, and the following person has been given the responsibility for it. Right? You just don't take a decision, you also have to give somebody the responsibility to take care that the decisions that have been taken are actually turning into, or are actually happening. Let's say we had decided that we'll take the current scenario so it's easier to understand. So we have decided that we'll be teaching online. So we decide that we have to have a PPT for the subject. We have to have a PPT according to the topic. Now who will take care? This, in the general meeting that we had in the department, people have decided. Now whom will I contact if the PPT is not there? Whom will I contact if the quiz is not there? So there has to be somebody who is supposed to be responsible for it. So there has to be somebody who will have to take the responsibility, right? So whom you can question. So in the minutes, that also is mentioned, that subject 1, the following decisions were taken, and the following person is responsible for subject number 1. Then subject 2. Now you cannot first just write subject 1, the following decisions were taken, subject 2, the following decisions were taken, subject 3, the following decisions were taken, and then you make a note that faculty 1 takes subject 1, faculty 2 takes subject 2, faculty 3 takes subject 3. And it will not work that way. It has to be subject 1, whatever is covered there, you have to keep it in that paragraph itself. Right? Whatever happens in the meeting, this is actually a highlight of it. Important decisions taken, important things been discussed, etc. need to be mentioned. Moreover, as I told you, at the end, we can always have a suggestion part open for the participants. Let's say as a person who has worked with technology, I tell everybody that we use this platform, very nice, but it might not be comfortable for everyone. So that's why at the end of the meeting, we always have a suggestion part and a concluding part, right? So the suggestion parts, that also you need to mention in the minutes of the meeting. The alternative for this platform are suggested by faculties, different faculties or different members of the meeting, and this is what the other alternatives are. Why do we include the suggestion? I might not remember the names of every platform that has been taken or every method that has been taken. I can always go back to the minutes of the meeting to refer to it. It's a written note that these many things had been mentioned there, and these are the many options that you can select from. You can pick and choose from. Also, the minutes of the meeting is actually an official record. As I said, we might not be associated with the same organization for many years. So whoever next takes the charge can get a very fine idea out of the agenda as well as of the minutes of the meeting, that these many things have been done. This is how things have been working, or these ideas have been tried out, did work, did not work, right? Now, who writes the minutes of the meeting? See, that is also pre-decided. It is either the secretary, in cases when you have organizations where you have a personal assistant or you have a secretary, it comes or falls under his or her duty to record the minutes of the meeting. Or before the meeting, there is somebody who is assigned the duty, and that person does the task. We should always make sure that the minutes of the meeting are precise, clear, as well as formal. So you don't write long paragraphs. You'll never write paragraphs when you are writing minutes of the meeting. It is always point wise or sentence wise. Better keep it sentence wise, not paragraph wise. Right? You cannot describe the entire meeting by saying the chair first told that these are the problems that we are facing, then uh, meeting member one said these many things. You don't mention it in the form of a summary of the entire thing that happened. You mention and highlight what is important, what was emphasized upon, what were the problems that were put forward in the meeting, and what were the possible solutions that came. Right? So no paragraphs, better keep it sentence wise so that it is very clear, it is precise, and has to be formal. So our reconnecting question: the minutes of the meeting are written after the meeting takes place. Is the statement true or false? The minutes of the meeting are written after the meeting takes place. Very quick and correct answers. One false has come. So the answer is true. Right? Why not false? Let me tell you what takes place. See, as I said, it's a three-part thing, right? So the before activity is called the agenda, the during activity is called the meeting, and the after activity is called the minutes of the meeting. Right? So the minutes are written after the meeting takes place. Before is known as the agenda of the meeting, during it is known as the meeting itself, and after part is known as the minutes of the meeting. So they are written after the meeting takes place. That's why the statement is true over here. Now, what is the definition of it? Well defined. Minutes meeting can be defined as written or recorded documentation that is used to inform people of what happened during the meeting and also helps define the next step planned. So a written or a recorded documentation, which is actually for the reference of people. Right? I might have an elephant's memory, but I might forget the smallest thing that was discussed. No, it might happen at times. So when you go back to something which is written, it gives you a strong point or a concrete point to refer to. It is meant for future reference and it is available to all members on request. Even if it is not requested, members that are not present in the meeting would receive a mail or an information about what the meeting was all about. Right? It is also helpful as the foundation for future discussions. Generally, what happens is it's like a quick revision that we do in every lecture. In the last lecture, we did this. Similarly, when we have the next meeting in the organization, what happens is you'll always have a quick revision. Why a quick revision? Because again, this is what we did, or this is what we decided in the last meeting. After 15 days, we are meeting again. So where has the work reached? This quick revision helps to take a follow-up. Why? I was not there in the meeting. Sir, how would I know that you had assigned me the work? How would I know that this was under me? So, from the minutes. Plus, the chair cannot, or the chairperson, or chairman, chairwoman, cannot keep on asking each individual each day, did you finish the work? The deadline is 15th. Every day you cannot send a reminder. So what you can do is you can always read out the minutes in the next meeting, and during that time you can ask, okay, we had given 25 days of work. Today 10 days have passed. Before we, like when 10 days have passed since we have assigned you the work. Where have we reached? and these minutes they are printed and the chairperson signs it. Remember, because it's an after activity, after the event has taken place, from the point of view of language, it is written in reported speech form. It is written in reported speech form because it is an after activity, right? Either, as I said, they are written in point format or with a topical heading, right? Either in points or with headings, right? Why so? Because we are not supposed to mention each and every small detail by mentioning the whole process. Formal and professional writing would mean that you write the whole thing, but precisely, clearly, and formally. So that's why either in point format or with the topical heading, both is correct. So we have another question here for us. Minutes of meeting is always written in reported speech form. Excellent. I see many true answers here. One false. So let's quickly go back here. They are always written in reported speech form, and that is why the statement over here is true. See, I'll give a logical explanation why reported speech, because this activity happens after the meeting takes place. That is why it will be always written in a reported speech form, be it any organization, be it any institute, be it any business workplace. If it is minutes of the meeting, it will be written in reported speech form, because everywhere this is how it works. What happens after is the minutes of the meeting, and that is why the reported speech format is what we use. Now the essentials of minutes of meeting. By essentials, I mean what to include, what not to include, what to write first, what to write after. So what are the things that will be essential in the minutes of the meeting? As I said, every organization might have its own fixed format, but there are certain things which are all inclusive. So every organization would include it. So these are the following things that are to be there. They change according to the organization. Let's say the first portion is the letterhead or the name of the company. If you take the letterhead, it has to be there. How do I know whose minutes of the meeting these are? So the letterhead has to be there with the company logo. It's always fixed in the header portion, as we have learned in letter writing. You remember there's in the letter writing portion we had the letterhead format, right? That has to be there in the minutes of the meeting. Secondly, you have to talk, or you have to note down the name of the organization and the nature of the meeting. Now, by nature of the meeting, we mean, is it a discussion meeting? Is it a decision meeting? Was it the first meeting of the financial year, the academic year? Was it a mid-year meeting? Was it an annual meeting, etc.? Right? The nature of the meeting, we also mention whether it's going to be a bi-monthly, that is twice in a month kind of a meeting. Was it a twice in a kind of a meeting, or once in a quarter meeting, one in a 6-month meeting, whatever it is. Right? So that you need to mention. Next, the day, the date, the time, and the place of the meeting. Right? When I have to refer back, which meeting am I referring to? So the meeting on the 25th of June 2020. Right? When I have to refer back, I'm referring to the decision that was to be taken with reference to this meeting. As I said, you cannot take any decision in the air. You need a foundation. You always need a reference to go back to. Right? Whatever things that we do, whatever experiments that we carry on, it will always require a reference. How did you come to this decision? So remember, in this meeting, I don't remember. Then you have to go back to the minutes. That's why the date is important. And remember, in business documents, in official business documents, you cannot just write digits when you are writing the date. You have to mention the full date. Right? In the time as well, you do not have to tell us that anybody would understand, madam, 10 to 11 means in the morning only. No. When it is business writing, you need to be very precise. You need to follow the etiquettes, that you have to mention the AM PMs there. Sometimes sudden meetings can be called, which can be at night as well. It can be from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. as well. Mention the time clearly, the AM PM part. Right? Do not use the 24-hour format over here. Use the 12-hour format. By 24-hour, I am saying 13:00 to 14:00. That's not what we use when we are writing the business. You write 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Just don't go with the flow that people will understand. It's understandable. The working hours are from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So when I write there was a meeting at 10, from 10 to 11, it is understood it's 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. or 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Right? Do not go with the understanding that people understand. You are supposed to go with the understanding that they don't understand. Right? Nobody will understand this part. That is why I have to mention the AMs and the PMs. Right? Take it as if you are dealing with a crowd that does not understand the language. That means that's why minutes, the minutest of the detail to be written. That's why it's formal. Somebody would say, I never knew the meeting was in the morning. I thought it was at night. We don't do such things. So that people don't get confused, mention the minutest of the detail which is there. Next, who chaired the session? How do I know if I have not attended the meeting? That who was the chairperson? How many people attended it? So we need the name of the person who has chaired it. So the chairperson or chairman, chairwoman, whatever you are keeping there, whosoever chaired the session, have to write the name and the members present in the meeting. And the members present in the meeting. You can either include the list of attendees within the minutes itself, or a separate list can be attached, or a separate list can be attached with the minutes document. And you can only at times you can only mention the number of people who attended the meeting. But the better option is that you mention within the minutes that this is the list of attendees. Moreover, you have to have an attendance section where you can mention, apart from the people who were supposed to attend the meeting, there are certain people who are forever present in the meeting. Let's say the person who is going to write the minutes of the meeting. His or her role in the entire meeting is just to note the minutes. Right? They're not supposed to play any role in the decision-taking part. So that person you can mention after the attendees. Then one information that you need to add is the confirmation of the decisions that were taken in the previous meeting. Right? The reading and the approval, that this was read and has been approved by this chair. As I said, the chairperson keeps maybe a stagnant person or maybe a variable. It can be a constant person who takes the all the meetings in the same organization, or it could be a variable person depending on the need. Let's say we have an annual meeting, the chair is different. Then you have a departmental meeting. The sales team meets, the chair would be different. Right? So that's why that needs to be mentioned very clearly. Next, you have to mention the people who are given the duties or have been appointed to work for a particular area. You need to mention the appointments. This person is hereby appointed to look after topic 1, topic 2. right? So why appointments? Because it becomes more concrete. You have already told the person that you are supposed to take care. I say, I forgot, I do not remember you told me. So what can the person tell you? Go back to the minutes, it is mentioned there. You can always go back, being concrete. Then you can have a small summary of the discussion. Here this summary should not be more than 100 to 300 words. Summary of the discussion means these are the things that were discussed and then we came to these conclusions. So small paragraph, not more than 300 words should be there. Lastly, they would always end, as I said, you have to conclude it, right, in one way or the other. So lastly, the minutes is concluded formally with a vote of thanks to the chairperson. A small vote of thanks. So when I say vote of thanks, we don't write an entire paragraph, 2 sentences. 2 sentences. I'm using the word sentence, not line. Sentence means 2 full stops. Right? 2 sentences or 3 sentences is the max. Now towards the end of this document, you need space for date and signature. As I said, in organizations, when you have minutes of meeting recorded, just not only send an e-copy, you also take a printout. And you get it signed by people. Physically it has been signed. Somebody has to read it. People sign it in the next meeting. So you have to have a space. Most organizations, what they do is they insert a tabular format, a table where you have the person's name and you have a space for signature and a space for a column which shows the sign and the date part, right? So that's what we do towards the end. So a connecting question that we have, at the end there should not be space for date and requirement signature. I repeat, is the statement true or false? At the end there should not be space for date and requirement signature. You all are absolutely correct. The statement is false. We require date and signature, right? We would require a date and signature. Now let's have a look at the sample 4 minutes of the meeting for a better idea about how it is written. Right? This is a sample. It could be one of the ways. Right? This is the sample. This is how you write the beginning part. Right? As I said, you have to give the title. So what is the title of the meeting? Let's say the example that I have taken is a sales meeting. And there is a statement. That is your objective statement. Right? Why are we holding the meeting? We should be very clear about the why part. Why are we holding this meeting? So in the view of the launching of the new product, a meeting is conveyed by manager on the mentioned date and time. So now you have been told that the manager is the chairperson. As I said, next that you will write is date. Right? Again, never mention the date in digits. You have to mention the whole date. So it's written 30th June 2019. Now if you see the time after date, you have a time. The time is 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. See here, you can either write 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. or 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. because there is no change, right, of a.m. to p.m. That's fine. If it remains the same, it's okay to mention at the very end. If does not, then you have to mention at both the places. Let's say we are taking a meeting from 11:30 to 12:30. I cannot write 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. It means at night. I have to mention 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. So that is daytime 11:30 to daytime 12:30, right? And then the venue. The venue means the place. See here, because we have taken an example over here, we have written that the venue is MB 553. The way we label, or the way we have in our institute. Here you can take meeting room 1, you can take discussion room 2. There can be different places, right? Not necessary to label the classrooms or the meeting venues as per our institute. This is an example, okay? Venue means where is the meeting going to take place. The meeting in the manager's office. You cannot write the meeting is in the venue. You don't write in the manager's office. You write a location. Remember, this is where we might tend to make a mistake. Here you cannot write in the manager's office or in the dean's office or in the CEO's office. Right? Every organization would have a meeting room. First floor meeting room, fourth floor meeting room. Right? That's what you write. Because organizations, as I said, meeting is an inevitable part of any organization or institute. That always have this a special place decided, or a special place designed for meeting. Why? The setup would be like that, in the meeting part, right? Then you have to mention the meeting agenda in points, innovative ways to promote the product, and increasing sales. These are the 2 meeting agenda points. That can be more than 2 as well, right? That can be 4 points as well. Now, this line, which is written, is an inevitable part of every meeting, minutes of the meeting. Why? Remember, I said in the agenda, after you complete the agenda at the end, there is a space for the suggestion part. Now, already you have planned that we will keep little space for the suggestion part. That is why this line is an inevitable part of any agenda for meeting that you, any minutes of the meeting that you write. So apart from the said agenda, the meeting would welcome further insights, queries, and creative suggestions. Right? The meeting is supposed to welcome whatever insights or suggestions people have. Remember, here it is written queries and suggestions. Right? I could have a query as well, whether what I'm doing is correct or not. And then it is undersigned by the chair. Here you have chair's name. Dr. Joshi, Manager, Infotech, Bangalore. That's the entire address. This is the first page, how a first page of a minute of a meeting would look like. Then this is next. Attendance sheet. As I said, it is necessary to have the attendance sheet within the minutes. It would make things easier. And you would have things in table form. So the first smaller table that you have the date, the time, the venue. So you mention the date correctly, the time correctly, and the venue correctly. You can see they have asterisk marks over there, which means it is compulsory to write. Then you have another table where you have the SR number, the number in which people are sitting, and the name of the people who are supposed to be present. And again, you have another table which shares with us, as I said, the task assigned. What was the topic discussed and who is assigned the task. Right? You have to mention the name of the person. Again, remember that we are not writing paragraphs. So you either write it in bulleted points, and a more better view would be with the tables. Now it's easier to see who is assigned what was the topic discussed and who is assigned. So in the columns it is easier to see, it is easier to look into. even if you don't read the whole thing, the whole minutes, you can find out from this table only where or who is assigned what kind of work. So let's say the first topic that was discussed is selection of new innovative ways to promote the product. So one person, the name is written, is assigned the task to provide basic things for product launching. So he or she has to think about the basic things that a product launch would need. So maybe a teaser, maybe some samples to be given to some people, maybe if somebody is buying the product today, we'll give them a free sample, something, whatever is required. Second, increasing the sale part. So another person is supposed to think over the ways in which you can increase the sale. So this is how minutes of the meeting are written. This is a sample. First, you will note down these many things: the title of the meeting, the objective, the date, time, venue, meeting agenda in bulleted points. And then this line is an inevitable part of every minutes of the meeting, where you say that apart from the said agenda, whatever is said in the agenda, apart from that, the meeting would be welcoming further insights, queries, and creative suggestions, and then signed by the chair, whosoever has called the meeting. Next, the attendance sheet in a tabular format is better, and what is approved of. And then again the minutes, either in the table format as I have given over here in the sample, or you can note it down in bullet points. Remember, points, not paragraphs. Points, not paragraphs. Right? And then task assign is what we do. So do we have any question and answers or queries for this part? Fine, we see there are no queries and it's quite clear. So let's have the next part. That is our quiz. I've sent the link of today's quiz in the chat box. You can now attempt your quiz. Excellent. Everybody has been able to complete the quiz. That's good. I can see that responses have been submitted. Very well done. Now, technical writing is more of a written practice than just reading the theory. Let's take certain examples from the exam point of view. In the exam, you might be asked to draft the agenda for a sales meeting launching a new product, or draft the agenda for a marketing meeting to try innovative ways of marketing. Then let's say they ask you the agenda in this way, but they might ask you the minutes of the meeting in some other way. So what's the other way? So write or draft the minutes of the meeting for a meeting that was held on the 24th of June regarding teaching online, or regarding working online, regarding marketing products online. Right? So here you have to assume, when you write the minutes, when such a question is asked in the university, you have to assume that a meeting had taken place, this was the agenda, everything you have to invent on your own. They have not mentioned. Remember, when they ask question in the university for the agenda as well as the minutes of the meeting, it may not be necessary that both the questions are interconnected. They could be two different questions on their own. Right? So what I'll be doing, by this Saturday, I'll be uploading a document that is a sample file for agenda for meeting and the minutes of a meeting. You can have a look at the sample, and you are supposed to draft an agenda for a meeting and the minutes of the meeting. Just like the technical description document, what I'll do is I'll mention a few ideas. You are free to pick and choose. What I'll do is I'll mention a few questions, that write an agenda for this. So whatever you select as an agenda, you have to write the minutes of the meeting for the same. Right? That's how it will work. The way you write, or whatever question you select for writing the agenda of the meeting, you are supposed to write a minutes of the meeting for the same. Do not write a separate kind of a minutes of a meeting. So I'll be mentioning 5 to 6 questions. If possible, I'll have more options from which you can select. I'll be uploading the document by this Saturday. Have a look at it, select a question, and you have to draft and give or submit it in the folder by the next Saturday, not by the end of July. Let's keep it by the end of July. The minutes of the meeting as well as the agenda for the meeting by 31st July. Right? So I'll be uploading it by this Saturday. You can have a look at it, a few questions. Not necessary. If you have a question in mind, if you have something in mind which you want to write an agenda for, that is also fine. Or you select a question. But to write the agenda and the minutes is compulsory. You have to write it. Remember, you are not supposed to type it. Write it and upload it. Okay? Write it and upload it. I hope I am clear with the writing practice of agenda and minutes. So we'll take the attendance for the day. We'll take the attendance for the day. Enrollment number 2, 5, 8, 9, 10, 12, 16, 17, 19, 24, 25, 26, 29, 31, 34, 35, 38, 44, 46, 47, 49, 50, 51, 53, 54, 56, 58, 65, 67, 68, 69, 72, 73, 82, 85, 89, 91, 96, 100, 100, 101, 102, 103, 106, 108, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, 125, 126, 131, 134, and 144. Just call out the absent numbers in case you have missed the roll call. So 35.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. And 67 is present. Mentioned. 126. 131 is present as mentioned. So today we have only one person who's absent, is enrollment number 126. Fine. So you can check the shared folder. By the end of the week, you'll be having an update about agenda for meeting and minutes of the meeting in the shared folder itself. Right. Thank you, class. In case you have any queries and doubts, you can always drop in message or an email to me. Right. Thank you, class. Have a nice day.